What's up, War Report family? You got Ike Jones. We are here. Another morning drop today, asking the question: will Auburn's rush defense be able to stand up against UMass? Y'all know how we do. We got to talk about it right here, War Report style. Let's drop it on them.
You are now listening to the War Report. Drop.
Morning drop Monday game week is here, baby.
Yeah.
August the 28th. Auburn versus UMass going down Saturday at the Plains of Jordan-Hare. The inaugural, the first Hugh Freeze football game. Auburn ready to take battle against the Minutemen coming down from the University of Massachusetts. Mike G, how we feeling this morning?
I'm feeling good, man. Listen, it's game week. We have football back, and I think that people are happy to have football back. So ready to talk about actual football, not probabilities, not possibilities, actual football.
Yes, indeed. We are starting a new theme for the Monday coming into every game where we will look at either proactively look at a statistic going forward or retroactively look at a statistic going back. And today's Monday metric is going to be around the run game. That's the big question mark, I think, in everybody's mind about Auburn. Hearing reports coming out of fall camp and scrimmages is, can Auburn stop the run this year? And I think it's going to be crucial for Auburn versus UMass to get that done, having watched them play a little bit this weekend. I know you took a look at some of the statistics for UMass and their rushing attack. What you got for us this morning as far as numbers concerning UMass?
Well, look, so they rushed the ball 33 times in their game against New Mexico State. They ran for 194 yards at 5.9 yards per carry. That's first down every 2 times you touch the ball. So Auburn can't do that.
Right.
Most of that, though, was the quarterback. He ran for 90 yards. So I expect there to be an emphasis on stopping him. He didn't push the ball down the field very much through the air, but he had 12 rushing attempts for 90 yards and 5.6 yards to carry. So there will be an emphasis on stopping him. The lead running back, K'Ron Lynch-Adams, had 14 rushes for 74 yards at 5.3 yards per carry and 2 touchdowns. So 74 yards isn't a prolific running day for any running back. But if you're going to let the quarterback combine with him, go for almost 100 yards and combine that with him, that could cause some problems for you, right? All of a sudden play action starts to look a little bit more effective when some quarterbacks getting loose, and it could make that first half look a little lopsided, kind of like what we saw versus USC versus San Jose State. Not in terms of play calling, but it was a slow kind of start. San Jose State was able to find the end zone with some success early before they eventually showed up as the superior team. So I still expect Auburn to win this big, but let's watch this run defense that we've been talking about versus a team that definitely likes to run the ball and use their quarterback to do so.
Yeah, I think the big thing is trying to guard against the QB run, as you already said. If you all are in here, make sure you're doing the necessary, which is sharing the video at the War Report on social media. Let's get the word out, get these numbers up in here. Like the video, smash that like button with all the appropriate smashing, and subscribe to the channel here on YouTube so we can get those YouTube subs out. Yeah, man. Listen, man, we're trying to get the smashes going on Monday morning, baby. But hey, what I want to do is take a look and deep dive into these numbers a little bit more. Like I said, Monday is going to be about metrics. So expect this to be heavy on the numbers when we're coming in here talking about what we can expect and things that we have seen historically. And I want to take a look at the numbers here, according to Pro Football Focus, of how UMass performed blocking going against our defensive line. How are those guys going to stack up? So for those of you listening on podcast, what we have here is the starting 5 on their offensive line, going from right to left. From right tackle, we have Ethan Mettinger. I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name. I'm going to butcher it. I apologize. 6'3", 330. But he was a 59.9 on his run blocking and 82 on his pass block. Again, all of these numbers according to Pro Football Focus. Right guard Marcus Anderson, 6'5", 330, a 69 on his run blocking, and he was 83.3 on pass blocking. Josh Atwood, 6'2", 330, 70 on the run block, 27.5 on the pass block. Good Lord, that center was struggling in pass blocking that game. Cole Garcia, 6'3", 300, 56.9 on the run block, 83.3 on the pass block. And then Johnny Hassard, 6'6", 310, 59.7 on the run block, 65.3 on pass blocking. Again, all of these numbers are courtesy of Pro Football Focus, how they grade it out. Other than that abysmal number there on the pass blocking from the center, overall decent, right? We had some low run blocking grades on the outside, but the interior, the right guard and the center looked like they were handling business in the run.
Overall, these numbers are not great, and I think that the rushing numbers reflect these grades because it was the quarterback making a lot of things happen with his legs. There were not any prolific rushing numbers from any of the running backs. 74 yards in the first game of the season versus New Mexico State for your star running back is not a ton. So there was, if you watch the game, some unscripted stuff for the quarterback there, picking up yards with his legs. Again, Auburn's going to have much better athletes tracking him, and they've got a week's worth of tape on him to study, while they have no tape on Auburn to study. I don't know what's going on in Auburn's offense. So that's going to be a disadvantage for them. I think that I just think this shouldn't be much of a challenge.
I don't expect it to be a challenge. I think that from a physicality standpoint, though, this is a good test early, especially against a quarterback that's going to test you with his ability to run, because that has been an Achilles heel for Auburn, is the rushing quarterback. He's a big dude. Tyson Fomachan, I think is his name. He is 6'4", 215 guy. He was originally at Clemson and then transferred to Georgia Tech. So he's a bigger kid. He can take a little bit more of the punishment, but I expect for our defense to come in and try to test his mettle early and see, all right, big boy, let's see what you got. And hopefully we're able to withstand whatever the initial punch is that UMass is going to try to throw out there. I expect them to throw, like, they're a spread option offense. They're running a lot of the same kind of concepts that our defense has been used to seeing during the fall. So it shouldn't be complete. And listen, they've been doing that with Robbie Ashford as the quarterback, running the spread option stuff. So if they can track down Robbie Ashford, then I don't think they'll have a problem tracking down Tyson Fomachan.
Right. Listen, you're right. They have had practice tracking an elite athlete at quarterback. An elite athlete. That is an advantage when you play a mobile quarterback. I don't know how else to say it. We talk all the time about how going up against the best athletes in practice, when those are the best athletes you see, there's no surprises for you on Saturdays. So, again, I don't see any elite athletes for UMass. I just don't. I didn't see that on Saturday. A lot of people felt like they were better than they thought they were going to be. And I think that New Mexico State was just worse than everybody thought they were going to be.
Yeah, New Mexico State did not look particularly ready for that game in a lot of different ways. Their athleticism didn't seem to be very high, especially at the second level. There was a lot of bad tackling in this game. Now, listen, I think UMass, the quarterback, made some good throws in that game, and he definitely showed his ability to run. But I am interested to see, when they put a little pressure on him, is he going to be able to deliver in the pass game? So we will see how he does once our defense gets cranking out there.
Yeah.
But the second level is where it's going to be interesting for me. Are we going to be able to tackle at the second level? Because that has been the problem more so than the defensive line is our secondary and our linebackers. Are they going to get there and get the guy on the ground?
Yeah, you're talking about linebacker play, right? And that is a great question. We've been hearing some good things about Nixon. Some of the other guys in that secondary, I'm super interested to see how they're going to play too. Again, I see some talk in the chat. We'll get to that about the defensive grade I gave yesterday. But I'm telling you, until we've seen it, that's where I stand.
Mm-hmm.
Until we've seen it, that's where I stand. It is definitely a concern. I think it's a concern for the coaches, it's a concern for the players. And when you can learn something about your team when they struggle against bad teams.
For sure.
Right. So if there is no struggle, we don't gain too much from it, but we're maybe not as worried. If I'm a coach, right? I'm not as worried if they can, buck. But if you do struggle, you got some problems, man, because it's only going to get harder from there. So you got to make some improvements. A lot of coaches feel like the biggest jump an improvement comes between games 1 and games 2. I don't know if that old adage is accurate anymore, but we'll see. So there's going to be some things that Auburn has to come away thinking we got to work on that after this game. I think fans should be prepared for that. That's why we're talking about run defense today, as we expect that might be one of those things. Again, I think they have superior athletes and they should win this game easily. But even in a win, you could see some things and be like, we need to work on that. And I think I have a feeling after the game, Auburn may be saying that about run defense.
Yeah. Listen, it's a fair concern right now until you prove it that you've gotten better at it, considering the last few memories that we have of the Auburn rush defense. I don't think it's unfair for anybody to say, hey, let me see something before I jump out here and start, spiking the ball on the 1 yard line, talking about we scored a touchdown with it. Let's see him go out there and show something, because the last showing that we had from that defense in rush was A-Day, and it did look pretty, right? Like, so there's no need to be down on it, but there's also no need to go out here and start the parade of how we're going to go out there and dominate everybody. We should, from a physical standpoint, be able to go out there and dominate UMass, but they need to go out there and prove it this Saturday on the field. What's the number though? What do you want to see as far as the number is concerned for rush yards or rush or attempts? Not attempts, but yards per carry that you want to see the Auburn defense hold UMass under there.
Under 4 yards per carry.
Yeah, that's the same number where I am. 4 yards per carry.
4 yards per carry. At 4 yards per carry, they got decisions to make on third down.
Correct.
Right. At under 4 yards per carry, they have decisions to make on third down.
Yep.
Third and short, third and potentially long, and you give your defense a chance to make plays, and you give the offense something to think about. Right. So, if you're over that, then they've got really manageable third downs. That's just not where you want to be. I think that's how you let bad teams move the ball on you, and keep your offense off the field. Keep it a low-scoring game so you can stay within striking distance. That's what every team that's outmatched Ike from a talent perspective wants. They don't want to get into a shootout.
Right.
Because they normally lose. They want a slow, grinded-out game where something stupidly lucky can happen to them in the fourth quarter, and they can try to win.
Right.
It's how we almost lost to Missouri last year. They had a really good defense, actually, but still, that slow kind of like that messed up at Murphy's Law type game gives them a chance. It's how they hung in with Georgia, 16 to 12. The bad teams like low scoring games. That's what I'm saying. Bad teams like low-scoring games, because if I can't score, but you can't score, I still have a chance.
Yeah, let's muddy the game up, and like you said, hopefully we get somebody makes a mistake late, and then we get an opportunity to take advantage. Like, that was the entirety of what it happened last year. And this is not to call Missouri a bad team, but that was the entirety of what happened last year with Missouri, which is they muddied the game up. Made it to where it was close at the end, and they had multiple opportunities to win that game, including a kick at regulation that would have cemented it for them, and the fumble out of the back of the end zone during the overtime. So we don't want to get into that kind of rock fight with UMass. And again, we shouldn't have to, because of the physicality and the speed that we should have overall, being able to erase some of the routine plays that were being made out there. But I want to see it. I want to see them go out there and handle business the way that they should be handling business. Does not look past this game and already have our sights set on a West Coast trip. Go out there and handle business Saturday and make them regret the fact that they even accepted this game back in 2019 whenever this got scheduled.
All right. Yeah,
all right.
take one.
We want to definitely get into the questions and comments that you all have, but we got to take a little quick break and talk to you about HelloFresh, who is sponsoring today's episode of the Morning Drop. HelloFresh.com/50report. Using code 50report is how you can get 50% off and free shipping on your first order. HelloFresh has been great. We got our HelloFresh boxes in, and I cooked all of mine, and I don't cook, but the recipes were super easy to follow. Fall is right around the corner, and HelloFresh is here to help you plan for a busy season ahead with tasty dishes delivered to your door. Simply choose the recipes and pick your delivery date, then lay back and enjoy the last days of summer knowing dinner is covered. Banish the end of summer blues with HelloFresh. No need to stress out about how you'll handle it all this fall, because HelloFresh takes care of the meal planning and delivers pre-portioned ingredients right to your home. No whipping up a homemade meal in the clutch. So whipping up homemade meals can be done in the clutch. Make sure you go to HelloFresh.com/50report and use code 50report for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. Again, HelloFresh. Use code 50report at HelloFresh.com/50report. We are going to get into the comment section here and see what you guys are buzzing about today regarding all of the things concerning UMass game week here. And we're ready to get it going with Scott Chapman with the super chat, who says it's game week, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, simply put, love it. I think a lot of people are it's game week. I had tweeted out what was the one thing everybody's expecting from in Auburn, like a Hugh Freeze led Auburn football. And people overwhelmingly, Ike said, O-line, 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 O-line. People are really excited to see what this new offensive line is going to play like, and if they can dominate bad opponents, and if the running backs just get to run wild and free, and the quarterbacks get 10 seconds to throw the ball every play, right? Like, it's going to be exciting. I think the anticipation to see what will the line look like, because it's going to tell you a lot about what this season is going to go like, and potentially how Auburn finishes as a quarterback by the end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's going to be crucial for. I'm less worried about our ability to go out there and mash them in the run game, and I'm not going to even say worried is the right word about the run defense. But if there is a chief concern for me, it is going to be that. But I think that they should be able to handle business. That's not saying any of that, but I'm less worried about whether the O-line. And if you want to hear how the O-line feels about it themselves, there is a great fireside chat that we have up on our channel with 3 of the young men playing on the offensive line. You guys can go check out Dylan Wade, Gunnar Britton, and Avery Jones talking about the upcoming season right here on the War Report. So go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. Let's get to the next chat here from Ant Robinson. Said, we should cover the spread the next 3 weeks, confident in our ability to handle business against UMass, Cal, and Samford in the first 3 weeks of the season.
Yeah, look, this is what it is. You hope you go into Texas A&M 3-0. You do. And you hope you cover, because it means things are going as planned. But I think fans should be prepared for things not to go as planned. One of these games, they're not going to cover the spread. Mark my words. One of these games, they're not going to cover the spread, because something is going to break down, and there are going to have to be some learnings. Doesn't have to result in an L, but there are going to have to be some learnings moving through this thing. I think fans need to just be prepared for that.
I think that is a fair thing for people to go out there, not trying to say that you should have your hopes down, but just come ready to support your team and don't worry about whether or not it looks pretty. Let's get out of there with W's.
Yep.
Valencia Jackson, fellows, when will the next fireside be released? Good question.
Well, if you follow us on Twitter, you know we just filmed another one. We didn't tell you guys who it was, but we did film another one. It's in post-production. So once we're confident that it's going to be a completed product, we will let you know when that date is. It'll be before the first game.
Yeah, we're trying to get it done before Saturday. So
yeah, it'll be this week.
You guys be able to get a chance to see that sometime this week.
100%. I think it's going to be an important one, honestly, based on a lot of these comments. So we'll see how that goes.
AU Alum 94 says, just want to see the D tackle hold their space and let the linebackers fill the gaps and eat. Yeah. Listen, man, we need the guys up front, the big guys, a good, I won't say good friend, but a guy who we talk to fairly frequently, Jason Jones. He's also, out
friend.
there talking, but yeah, Jason Jones is a guy who's been very honest about the need for the defensive line to step up a little bit more. I've been hearing some good things about some of the younger guys along that unit. I'm looking forward to seeing Aniche Sledge play a little bit more this season. I think that he's going to be a valuable asset. And then there are some other younger players that are in that freshman class that I think are going to pay some dividends. But Mosiah Nasili Kaite. I think he is going to be out there doing some work for us this season. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Marcus Harris steps up and makes his presence felt along that defensive line. So there are some guys out there that are going to be playing some significant snaps that have not played a lot of football for Auburn, but some of these guys that are returning are hungry to show that they are ready for the challenge this year, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be cool to see for sure.
TK jumps in and says that, if I can get the thing to click, glad they have a mobile quarterback, make our guys show out. I am glad that they're going to get an opportunity to go against a mobile quarterback early, get some practice against that, and kind of show some integrity in their gap discipline and being sound and playing where you're supposed to be, not trying to do too much. Just go out there, be where you need to be, and make sure the other guys are doing what they need to do. Do your 1/11th, as they like to say, and I think we'll be fine.
Yep, absolutely.
Another one here from AU Alum who says UMass scored 41 and 28 was in the fourth quarter, so it took them a while to get rolling, wore down the D, I guess.
Yeah, look, first games, you see a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a while to figure out what you're doing. You haven't played football in a year. It's tough, right? But this is still not a good team. And Auburn should still not struggle with them. I don't care if it was Hugh Freeze's fifth year, first year, half year. You got better athletes than them. Go out and you should, your coaches make a lot more. Should be able to out scheme them, outplay them, out physical them, out everything them, outthink them, everything. Any failure in any of that is a failure on the coach's part to prepare this team to play this game.
Yeah, and I don't think Coach Hugh Freeze is letting them overlook a single person this year, bro.
Yeah. Look. At the end of the day, right? You give them about a quarter and a half of first game jitters. Right. After that, it should be domination. Period.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If this is a game in the third quarter, then we haven't done what we need to do. All right. Jazzy Joe with the super chat. Mike, how many shutouts will we have this year?
I answered this already. Jazzy, 0. I'm calling no shutouts. I moved on to the offense. A bunch of 40-point games, no shutouts. And none of that is serious because everybody took me so serious the first time. And they were like, right there, the shutouts. Oh, my God, he cursed us.
Yeah. Haley jumps in. I desperately need our linebacker play to be significantly better this season.
Haley desperately needs linebacker play to be significantly better. Haley, I think a lot of people desperately need this as well, too.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting to see how they play. But this was the group outside of O-line, I think most would agree, needs the most improvement.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this goes.
Absolutely. DJ Spillarello, I guess that's how you spell Okay, I'm butchering that. My bad, DJ. But nobody's played for Harsin. I'd stop grading the play. Ones who were draft picks just showed up not to get fined. Listen, it didn't get much better after Harsin left as far as rush defense is concerned. So I don't know. I would grade it exactly how it was. They, listen. Guys play for pride more than they play just to show up. It just is what it is. It's got to get better. And again, that doesn't account for how it looked out there at A-Day when you knew people were going to run and they still didn't do it. It's a legitimate concern. I just hope that they alleviate all of those concerns very early in the UMass game. Go out there and handle business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get one last one in here from Brian Hancher, who says, will Faulk play all season or red shirts? I think he's going to
play. Yeah, he's going to play. We heard nothing but great things about Keldrick. So should be interesting. We heard some other things about Keldrick. We will share at a later date. But look, man, at the end of the day, this kid's got a ton of talent, and the team believes in him. The coaches believe in him. We've heard nothing but good things about him this camp. I think it'll be great to see him on the field doing his thing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what young Keldrick Faulk is able to produce out there for the defense. All right, we are going to get out of here. We appreciate you guys dropping in with us on a Monday. As always, make sure you head over to rogueshop.com. They sponsor all of these morning drops using code RAPPORT. That lets them know that the War Report sent you over here. 'Tis the season for the Rogue Shop. If you got anxiety or any stress about the game, make sure you head over there. They got something to help you with the stress relief. Again, make sure you head over to our sponsor, HelloFresh.com/50Rapport. Code 50Rapport to get 50% off and free shipping on your first order. We will be back at you guys with another morning drop tomorrow morning, getting started on a little bit more of the matchups against UMass coming into game 1 of the Coach Hugh Freeze era. But until the next time, you guys make sure you smash the like button on the way out, share the video, subscribe to the channel, all the things necessary. And until the next time, and as always, War Eagle, peace.
Peace.